Let's try to end on a bit more positive note for our last chapter here and for our semester. Concept 56.5 says sustainable development can improve human lives while conserving biodiversity. So that concept 56.4 was pretty much a bummer. It was all about all the negative things that humans have done to the environment, but certainly humans are a part of the ecosystems of the earth, and certainly there are ways that we can achieve our own goals while doing the best we can to help conserve biodiversity and not having such a negative impact on the world around us. The concept of sustainability helps ecologists establish a long-term conservation priority or set of priorities. So this idea of sustainability, which is the overlapping area of all of the things that we need plus all of the things that the various other living creatures around us and ecosystems need as well, that's where we want to get to, is this middle section here where we're doing the best to balance the needs of not just ourselves but the other living creatures on our planet and the ecosystems of our planet. Your textbook talks about the Sustainable Biosphere Initiative, which is from the Ecological Society of America, and it talks about what sustainable development is. That's development that meets the needs of people without limiting the ability of future generations to meet their needs. So it's developing the world in a way such that we are also maintaining the world for the benefit of future generations. And the goal of the Sustainable Biosphere Initiative is to define and acquire basic ecological information so that we can make these decisions in a responsible manner. This is a complex topic, and to make the best sustainable decisions we have to kind of connect biology, life sciences, social sciences, economics, humanities. We have to factor in all of these complex things, and that's why it's in the news, and that's why there's no cut and dried solution, because you have all these various factors that you have to weigh. There's a complex web of human and plant and animal and planet needs and desires that are all interwoven and interconnected, and they all have to be balanced in the way that's most appropriate. And the problem is not everyone agrees where that balance point should be. Some people tend toward benefiting humans, some people tend toward benefiting particular animals or plants, some people tend toward benefiting certain ecosystems, and because we don't all agree, that's where things get political and involve all the other aspects that are really not as science-based as the study of, say, a particular species or something like that. Going back to Costa Rica that we mentioned earlier with the various natural wildlife preserves and the various areas that integrate human activity with the world, the natural world. Costa Rica is a good example there because they have these various partnerships between the government and non-governmental organizations that are more conservation based and private citizens, and so they've developed this good working relationships where they have improved things in a variety of ways. Costa Rica has improved human living conditions in the past 50 years. Infant mortality is down, life expectancy is up, literacy rates are up, and Costa Rica has also improved its ecological conservation efforts. So it's a good example of where it's like a win-win, where doing it right can improve human lives as well as improve ecological conservation. So here's an example of Costa Rica, how human life has improved there. From 1925 to the year 2000, you can see where life expectancy has risen from about 40 years, 45 years to 80 years, and infant mortality has dropped quite a bit as well. So things are better for humans in Costa Rica, and they are better for the environment than they were prior to 1925. So as we look toward the future, I don't want us to be all doom and gloom. There are certainly some negative aspects of human interaction with the biosphere that we have to take into account, but we are interconnected with all living things. If you are a believer in science, then you have an understanding of what science shows us, and you know the connectedness that we have with all other living creatures on the planet. Our lives differ greatly from those early humans who hunted and gathered and maybe made some of those famous cave paintings that we see on the walls of ancient caves in Europe and the like. But their reverence for the natural world is evident in the artifacts they left behind. They lived in direct association with the nature around them. So when you look at the artifacts of Native Americans or ancient people in Europe and the like, you see how they were part of nature and how interconnected they were with the planet around them. Here's some details of animal paintings 36,000 years ago, cave paintings in France, some of the most famous cave paintings from long, long ago, and a lot of them are about animals and plants and the natural world that surrounded these people. Here's a 30,000-year-old carving, ivory carving of a water bird found in Germany. Again, a lot of these artifacts are directly related to the nature found around these people. And even today, we see this, nature lovers in wildlife watching expeditions and the like, and the fact that we ourselves love, for the most part, to have pets, and most of my students have dogs, cats, birds, guinea pigs. We have this biophilia, this love of life, this love of nature, and it's sometimes difficult to explain, but I believe it has a lot to do with our interconnectedness with other living creatures in the world around us. Our behavior reflects these remnants of ancestral attachment to nature and the diversity of life, and again, this word or concept of biophilia, this love of nature, this connection to nature. Hopefully that will help motivate us to realign our priorities and to perhaps do a better job of helping to take care of the natural world around us. So to wrap up this chapter and to wrap up this semester and to wrap up actually the whole year, just want to reiterate that biology is a scientific expression of our desire to know nature. We are most likely to protect what we appreciate, and we are most likely to appreciate what we understand. And that's really what biology and the study of biology is all about. Certainly I hope that you don't let the end of this course be the end of your desire to learn more about the natural world around you, whether it be biology and living creatures or chemistry, physics, astronomy. I am a fan of all of the sciences because I love to learn about the universe around me and how I am interconnected to that universe and where my place is in the universe. I hope you feel the same way. I hope you've enjoyed this course and understanding your connection to other living creatures. I wish you the best of luck in the future. If you need anything from me, you have my email address, whether it's this semester or later years once you get off to college or wherever else you're headed. Feel free to contact me if I can help you out. I surely will. And I'll leave you with just this thought from Neil deGrasse Tyson, noted astrophysicist for the Hayden Planetarium at the New York Museum of Natural Science. He says we are all connected to each other biologically, to the Earth chemically, and to the rest of the universe atomically, which I think is a amazing thought, a really cool thought. And of course, here's a little link right down here if you want to see kind of a cool little music video that incorporates these words of Neil deGrasse Tyson. You can check that out. Again, I appreciate you being a student in my class, and I wish you the best of luck in the future. Goodbye.